Is Goldman Sachs deliberately misleading us when it comes to retirement planning, or are they being ignorant? And is there a third option? I don't know what the third option would be. Because deliberately would be nefarious. Being ignorant means they don't know. And I can't imagine Goldman Sachs would not know. And I mean, being nefarious, what service? I don't know, man. I mean, it doesn't make any sense at all. So anyway, I just, it's a combination of being ignorant and I don't know. A company like Goldman Sachs, with all that freaking money they got, you tell me they don't know the current state of financial planning and retirement planning? It's insanity, man. And so why would you can't, I bet they don't. I bet they don't, frankly. I bet they hire marketing people to write this stuff. Anyway, so let's look at this. Making sense of the retirement income quagmire. It's a quagmire, everybody. Though many individuals look forward to retirement, it's not as easy as one might hope. Our survey found that individuals reach retirement with insufficient savings, and then need to manage spending and income generation, all the while estimating how long their savings will last. Okay. Surveyed these retired individuals, 75, did they give us a number? 75% were 65 or above, 23% were that, 2% were my age, 49% were male, 51% female. That's discriminatory against men, obviously, because anytime it's not 50-50, it's inherently discriminatory, like the wage gap. That's so stupid. It's commonly suggested that 70% pre-retirement income is needed to maintain the standard of living in retirement. This is where the marketing team at Goldman Sachs has not done any work on financial planning knowledge. It's commonly suggested that 70% pre-retirement income is needed to maintain the standard of living in retirement. But based on survey findings, only 25% reach retirement and receive at least 70% pre-retirement income. And more than half receive less than their 50% of their pre-retirement income. So I'm telling you right now, it's commonly suggested that you need 70% pre-retirement income. And now they're going to take that commonly suggested insanity and they're going to say, our survey, only 25% reach retirement with at least 70% pre-retirement income. And more than half receive 50%. It's like the long-term care freaking fallacy. So they're going to create this straw man, and then they're going to beat the straw man down with the fear that you don't have enough income in retirement. Now, we're going to go into it. Trust me, hang in there. All right, so let's keep going down here. We got annual retirement income need. 70% or more of the pre-retirement income. So we got, 25% of retired respondents had more than 70%, and that's going to be a win, according to Goldman Sachs. Whereas 29% had less than 40%. 22% had less than 50%. So I mean, between those two, that's freaking 51% had less than 50% of their pre-retirement income. Oh my goodness, that's not gonna work. What was your biggest fear about retiring? Leaving a steady paycheck, I call it petty stay check, and having sufficient savings. Healthcare needs, the big three. Look at that. Inflation concerns last year wasn't even the top, was 0, now it's 13. So right there. What are they going to do now? What do the media do whenever they have what people are concerned about? They focus on that like crazy. Isn't it weird that we're watching tennis? My wife loves tennis, and I guess there's a new tennis match coming in now. They're allowing Wimbledon. They're going to allow the Russians and Belarusians to rejoin Wimbledon. Okay, is the war in Ukraine over? No, but it's the thing of the day, dude. It's like literally the thing, and we all fall for it. It's so stupid. We all fall for it. Be it COVID, Ukraine, the freaking trans stuff right now. Next year will be. They just play us for fiddles, man. You just got to turn it off, man. You got to turn it off. So now inflation is a top concern where last year wasn't. Isn't that interesting? In the current year, which of the following concerns about inflation at the moment? 71% is right now in the current year, whereas last year, 42%. Of retirees said that was one of the biggest concerns. Isn't that weird? Well, because that's the thing of the day. So if inflation is a top concern, and now a couple years from now, inflation is right back down. No, inflation is no longer a concern. Did it go away? No, but it's reduced, Josh. Yeah, but it's still there. Let's see here. Retirees entering retirement with financial anxiety. A number of factors contribute to a stressful transition to retirement, including leaving behind a steady paycheck. All right. How much stress do you feel about retirement? Well, we got 32. 55% are either comfortable or not stressed or comfortable. So they're very comfortable, somewhat comfortable, neither comfortable or stressed. So the majority are not stressed out. They're just not. 31% are somewhat stressed. Well, I mean, it's in human nature to be somewhat stressed. You're always worried. That's weird. Of course, anxiety, stress does not equate to run out of money. So the majority are not stressed. And even 31% are somewhat stressed. I'm always somewhat stressed, dude. It's just the way we are. 56% of retirees said they retired earlier than they planned. Okay, and hold that in mind. 56% of retirees said they retired earlier than planned. Notably, only 7% state that the primary reason for retirement was having sufficient savings. Okay, so 56% said they retired earlier, but only 7% said they had sufficient savings. So what does that tell you? That the people who retired earlier than planned inherently did not believe they had sufficient savings, which would be these people right here. But even that, half of the people, 56%, retired earlier than they planned, 7% because of sufficient savings. So basically half of the people, 49%, retired earlier than they planned without sufficient savings, according to Goldman Sachs. And yet we only got 31% of the people who are somewhat stressed. Over 50% of the people are not stressed. Isn't that interesting? So what happened to these people who retired earlier than planned? Oh, half retired due to reasons outside their control. Health reasons being the top factor. What is the primary reason you retired? Needed due to health reasons. No, they were put out of the job. They were needed due to health reasons, or they had to take care of a family member. 23, 33, 9. So that's 42% retired sooner than they wanted to because of reasons outside of their own thinking, which inherently would make it stressful when it comes to your own retirement. You're like, I'm a world of hurt, so I'm going to retire. Do I have enough? I don't know. I'm going to be stressed about it. And yet we come up here, the people in retirement, more than half, aren't even stressed. And only 31% of the people are somewhat stressed. And I don't know how you don't get somewhat stressed. I mean, being somewhat stressed is okay. Uncertainty drives conservative spending. How could that possibly be? I thought I was running out of money. About 4 in 10 spend less than anticipated, which illustrates that retirees may not have the retirement they expected. No, or as they get older, they just spend less. See, this is the kind of word crap I hate. About 40% spent less than they anticipated. And of course, Goldman Sachs is then going to say that means they may not have the retirement they expected. I'm like, no, because as they get older, they spend less. Only 22% spend more than anticipated. Isn't that interesting? Consistent with the results, so basically 4 in 10 spend less than anticipated. Isn't that interesting? So consistent with the results, the top action people have taken is reduce their spending. How did we reduce their spending? Or they reduce their spending inherently when the paycheck stops coming. And we can validate that very easily. Watch this. Here's Goldman or JP Morgan's retirement guide to retirement. Annual average household spending with households with 250 and 750 investable wealth. Here they are, 45 to 49. Here they are, 75 to 79. 85,000, 52,000. Why is that? Oh, housing includes mortgage. What? So if you don't have a mortgage, guess what? This is going to be narrow too. Healthcare becomes a bigger expenditures. Food and beverage is purple, becomes lower. Transportation becomes lower. Someone should write a book on this. I am. Don't worry, folks, it's coming. Charitable contributions become higher. Why? How can you have higher charitable contributions when you have no money? Average spending is highest at midlife, right here for your old buddy Josh. Those at older age tend to spend less in all categories except healthcare and charitable contributions, which inherently tells you they have money or if they would not be spending on charitable contributions. Those who live to the oldest ages may have costs related to long-term care. Yeah. On average, total spending is relatively flat in the later life for those with estimated for assets with 250 or 750. Yeah, exactly. So here's part-time work as preferred source of retirement income. Yeah, if you want, no qualm with that. Not a bad way to generate, meet people, keep your mind active, get some sun if you're outside digging ditches. But why would Goldman Sachs say this? That you need 70% of pre-retirement income when the actual data from the BLS. So let's see where J.P. Morgan's is. Is it from the BLS? I'm not sure. Slide sources and disclaimer. Let's take a look. And they might have surveyed people. I'm not sure where they got their data from, but it's a BLS, Bureau of Labor Statistics. I mean, you can just look at it yourself, which is great because I love it. I mean, look at that. So 86,000 to 50,000, or was it 52,000? 52, what was it? Yeah, 52 divided by 86, something like that. 60%. 60%. Yeah. And then you're increasing your charitable contributions. If you're increasing it, inherently you're not running out of money. It's so stupid. The idea needs 70% fixed, adjusted for inflation of your pre-retirement income to have maintain your standard of living. Have these people not maintained their standard of living? Inherently they have. That's why their increases in charitable contributions are going up. If your mortgage is paid for, does that mean you're not maintaining your standard of living because you don't need the mortgage income in which to pay the mortgage, which means you have less income? All right. Love your thoughts. We'll see ya.